Brothers and sisters, when God calls us to do his will, to do the things that he calls us to do, we have to remember, as many of us talk about all the time, we talk about the faith you have to have in the Lord, knowing that he's going to keep his promises, that he's anointed you to do what he's called you to do. And we always talk about prayer, making sure that we're praying and staying in touch with the Lord. But there's one thing we need to remember as well. It's going to take some work. It's going to take some effort. Brothers and sisters, that's something we always have to remember, that it is going to take some effort. You know, in the book of Nehemiah, Nehemiah is called to go back to Jerusalem and rebuild a wall. And the wall needed to be built because it had been down for a long time. The people were disheartened. The situation had been bad for a long period of time. They had enemies who disheartened them and tried to discredit them, and in fact, even tried to threaten them. So it was an effort that it took to do that. And Nehemiah says in Nehemiah 4:6, he says, you know, in spite of all of that, we had built that wall to half its height. He said, because the people had a mind to work. In other words, they understood that, yes, we got prayer. Yes, we got the Lord behind us. Yes, he's going to keep all his promises, but it's going to take some effort to get this done. And brothers and sisters, I always want us to remember that, is that when God calls us, it's not necessarily going to be easy. It may not necessarily be smooth, particularly when you're battling your past, when you're battling people who want to discourage you and to maybe even threaten you. Those situations are going to be difficult. And yes, we better be praying. Yes, we better be reading our word, but we better understand too, it's going to take some work. It's going to take some effort to get that done. So when we start to do what God calls us to do, let's make sure that we got all our things in place, especially our minds, realizing that we need to have a mind of prayer, a mind of faith, and also having a mind to know that it's going to take some work. God bless you and God keep you. God has given us all that we need, but we got to put in the effort. We need a mind to work. God bless you.